can we have the roll call, please?
Miss Sylvia Wilson. Miss Emily Kincaid.
Here.
Mr. Darren Kelly.
Here.
Dr. Shanna Tharp Gilliam.
Present.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So are there any informational items?
Madam Chair, we do not have any informational items for the committee today. Moving straight to action.
Action items. All right. So we have 5 action items today. The first is a motion to recommend approval of a service authorization for Osborne Engineering under the Agreement for Engineering Consultant Services to perform the scope of the services for the inspection of the 300-foot radio brick chimney. This is for an amount not to exceed $266,960.
Madam Chair, we have talked with the committee about the need for inspection and whatever necessary repairs may be associated with that for the iconic ALCOSAN smokestack that can be seen even when you can't figure out how to get here. The Director of Engineering and Construction will further enlighten you. Kim.
Arletta, Madam Chair. We did go out for an RFQ, and we had 2 firms interested in performing this work. Osborne Engineering, upon evaluation of their proposal, is qualified. They put together a nice team to do both the inspection work, but then also generate a final report incorporating the results of the inspection into something that we could, if necessary, put together a contract for. So we met with them on June 3rd, sort of talked through our comments and concerns on the cost proposal they resubmitted, and we bring you something today that we're pretty happy with, and we look forward to starting this work.
All right, so are there any additional questions about this motion to recommend approval? Okay.
Motion to recommend.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the motion to recommend approval has passed. Moving on to action item B, this is a motion to recommend modification of service authorization 289 for CDM Smith under the agreement for engineering consultant services for the additional 2-year no-cost extension of services to continue as program director to assist ALCOSAN in the implementation of the Clean Water Plan.
Madam Chair, you've captured it all in reading the description. CDM Smith has been our program director for some time. This is an extension of those services. We are obviously well pleased with the support they have provided. This is for, as you read, an additional 2 years. There is currently budget available that will not require any fees being added at this time. Kim, if you would speak briefly to the type of support they provide as program director.
Yeah, sure thing. So CDM Smith, they are key in being a consistent presence with the regulatory agencies. So they were at the table and helped us negotiate for ultimately what we lodged with the modified consent decree, but there's constant communication and deliverables that are due annually to make sure that we're staying on track and meeting our obligations under the consent decree. In addition, they do the water quality modeling support, which is actually how we're going to prove that our program is successful. So through the water quality sampling and then audit, which will be plugged into a model, and we can show that improvement of water quality, that will achieve the success. In addition to some modeling support and flow monitoring support, but really the regulatory assistance and then the water quality modeling are two key pillars to the support that they provide.
It sounds like it's very important and that there is no additional cost and this is simply a no-cost extension is good to hear. Are there any questions on this action item? Okay, hearing none, can I have a motion to recommend?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion has passed. Motion to recommend has passed. C is the motion to recommend modification service authorization 324 for Quad 3 under the agreement for engineering consultant services for a no-cost extension again of services through December 31, 2024 to continue their work associated with the electrical distribution system upgrade project. Mrs. Williams.
Madam Chair, so this and the remaining two items are all no-cost extensions that are really cleanup items to keep our documentation on track. Each of the projects, I shouldn't say each, two of the projects, well, in third project, not so much. However, Kim is going to explain each one to you, and you're not going to take them together. She'll give you an explanation for the first, then the second, then the third, and as a time-saving measure, which I'm sure will reduce costs for the ratepayer. You're not going to come back to me. You're just going to keep going back to Kim. Go ahead, Kim.
Okay, so thank you, Arletta. So our electrical distribution system upgrade project, I feel like that doesn't get as much screen time as some of our other, North End expansion or the East Head Works, but it's a really important project associated with the plant expansion. We selected Quad 3 and started working with them for that design back in 2018. And we actually bid the project and moved into construction in the fourth quarter of 2021. However, because it is, there are a lot of electrical components to it, we have suffered from some supply chain issues, which is the only reason why this project hasn't been closed out yet. We have the equipment, we're on the right path now. We've gotten through those delays. So we're just asking for an extension through the end of the year. And at that point, this project will be considered complete.
Oh, excuse me. Wow. Are there any questions?
Motion to accept the
Okay.
recommendations. Okay?
Yeah.
Second.
Favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Woo! Motion to recommend passes. Need a
Dr. G,
second.
you
Hold
got
on.
it? You want me to take it?
Yeah, can you pick it up?
Absolutely. Put the screen on the board, everyone. I got it.
We're going to D, Darren.
Thank you, Max. Okay, a motion to recommend modification of service authorization 335 for HD Engineering under the agreement for engineering consultant services for a no-cost extension of services through December 31st, 2024. Continue their work associated with the return activated sludge pipe and pump replacement project. Based upon the recommendations of our executive director, Kim, please take over.
All right, thank you. So this one is the RAS project we do talk about pretty regularly because we had to rebuild those 4 pump stations, the exterior of them, which caused the project to take a little longer than expected. It is in closeout and as-built drawings are in progress, and the project with this extension through the end of December 2024 will be considered complete at that time.
Thank you, directors. Any questions? Okay, hearing no
Nope.
questions, ask for a motion.
Motion.
Second.
All is fair by saying aye.
Aye.
Action item E, motion to recommend modification of service authorization 356 for Wade Trim under the agreement for engineering consultant services for a no-cost extension of service through December 31st, 2025. Continue their work associated with the efficient flushing water EFW system improvement project. Director Kim.
All right, thank you. So this one, Wade Trim, we started with this design in May of 2020. They've had one mod to date for creating a hydraulic model of our effluent flushing water system, which we have used and will continue to use. We got to the end of design on this one and paused bidding because there's so much construction in the area that a contractor would ultimately have to be. It's right in the middle of the plant, and it's sort of at the intersection of the CSO bypass project and the North End expansion, that we are not going to bid this one until we know that a contractor can come on site and have a place to do his work, his or her work. So at this point, we're asking for an extension for 2 years or a year and a half to the end of December of next year. And at that point, then we'll, I think, be in a good position to reevaluate bidding and our path forward.
Thank you, Director. Any questions? Okay, ask for a
Motion to
motion.
recommend.
Second.
All is fair by saying aye.
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 Thank you. Okay, that's no more for action items. Is there any new business on the books?
No, sir.
Okay, seeing no business. For the record, the next meeting will be July 11th, 2024. Is there any other business before we adjourn?
Just want to acknowledge that teamwork makes the dream work. Well done.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Dr. G, I hope you're okay, which we know you are. You're our soldier. We know
I'm
that, so
okay.
we'll be thinking about you. That's our girl.
Thank you. I appreciate you stepping in there, General.
Anytime. You do it for me anytime. Okay, seeing no more business on the books, I need a motion to adjourn.
So
Motion.
Second.